crafty monsters. How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody is fabulous. So, in today's fabulous tutorial, we are going to be making this adorable little Easter egg shaped loaded pocket. And I'm going to show you guys how to make this little bad boy without using any dies or any little special tools or anything like that. Just using whatever it is that you got on hand, boo-boo. Just, I'm telling you, it's easy. It's easy. And then all we did was just added some little sequence packets. I didn't really get too crazy with the whole, packaging and all that. I just did the little decorative the DSP paper and then a little sticker, and then we went ahead and put in some little clip arts, some little cut, I fussy cut, and then some little doilies, some little mini doilies, because you can't have too many mini doilies, and then for the inside of the pocket, I went ahead and we got this little package at Walmart, and it comes with this little game tablet, which is so cute, I thought. And it has like a word search, a tic-tac-toe, a maze, and, a few little game things. And just, just to get your mind off other stuff and do something funny and kiddie, because we're all a kid at heart. And then also I did some little die cuts. Here's a little packet of bows so that the recipient could put some bows together, and then some little Easter die cuts, which I thought were adorable, from my little stash of dies. And I added some little pencils because you guys know whenever I do swaps, I always send a pencil. Whenever it's like a loaded bag, a loaded envelope, anything loaded, I send pencils. Or if it's like a pocket letter, I also send a pencil on that. But anyway, so this is the little bad boy here. Let me just take out this stuff so you guys can see. So this is the little bad boy here. This is the little pocket. And we kind of like weaved this ribbon in and out of the whole edge of the little huevito. It says, "Chilling with my peeps." That's so cute. I can't with you. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and make this little bad boy. So let's not waste any more time, because I know you guys want to get down and dirty. So let's get down and dirty with the crafting, and I will see you in a bit. Hola, hola, my little crafty monsters. So we're going to make this simple little Easter egg loaded pocket. And we're going to use this DSP paper that I purchased on Etsy. Just go under Easter digital paper, and there's going to be all kinds. So we're going to go ahead and use this box as a little template to trace out the little egg shape. But if not, you could do this freehand. All you're going to do is just cut 3 of them. So make sure you have 3 different DSP papers. And this little huevito is going to measure 6 inches by 4 3/4 of an inch. So it's a fairly small little loaded pocket, but you can still load it up with really cute little goodies. So again, this is an easy little loaded pocket that you don't need a die or you don't need a special tool. You could either draw this little egg by hand, freehand, or you can use any little shape that you guys have, like a little egg shape, like you saw that I had this little box, and I've had that box for a few years. I don't even know where I got that from, but it always seems to come out around Easter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just make sure you cut all of the little papers and all that good stuff. I'm going to measure how big of a little pocket I'm going to use for this, because we're only going to use half of this little guy. That's why I said you needed 3 papers. 2 will form the large actual pocket, and then the 3rd paper will form the little pocket in front. So right here, just go ahead and add adhesive to half of your little egg, and then go ahead and attach that little bad boy to the other DSP paper. Make sure that your DSP paper is facing the right direction. You don't want them to be upside down or whatever, so make sure they're perfect. And go ahead and just trim off any paper that's not even, because remember we did trace this out and there is possibilities that you kind of go over a little, or something like that. So then go ahead and get your little half an egg and glue him completely so that you can go ahead and add that little bad boy to the very front of this. Now this doesn't really look like very much right now with that chocolate Easter paper in the back and then that bright Easter in the front, but trust me, I did that so that it could be a contrast and so you would be able to tell where the pocket is at. So now I'm going to interweave some ribbon into these little huevitos, and so I'm using my thumb to space out the the space between each time I hole punch. Just use your little chubby thumb the way I am. And that was like the perfect little space between each little hole punch. So, like I said, I was using my little chubby thumb for that. And so that's what I'm doing, because all I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to sew in some little ribbon. You guys are going to see. Now, this part right here, I'm pretty sure that your guys' ribbon is not as stiff as this one that I chose. This one is like super, super stiff because it's kind of like that mesh is sort of like a plastic. It's not even that kind of tulle material. It's not. It's crazy. But I kind of like the way this looks because of the way the ribbon is designed with, the stripes and then the see-through stripes. So I'm just going to go ahead and interweave these however you possibly can. And on the very top, we're going to go ahead and add a little bow that we are going to be making with our 10-second bow maker. And let me see what else. So right here, we're only going to go ahead and put the ribbon on the very front paper, the DSP paper. We're not really going to add the back because at this point you want that opening to stay open. You don't want to sew your little egg closed and then you're not going to be able to put anything in there. So make sure that you don't hole punch this second paper in the back. I just went as far as to where it's glued, like wherever where the glue ends, then just start hole punching the paper in the front only, if that makes any sense. And go ahead and just continue doing your little ribbon. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut this. You might want to go and add some glue on these little pieces, but the reason why I'm just cutting them and leaving them this way is because, like I said, that ribbon is super stiff and I'm telling you it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be really hard to take that ribbon out. So right here we are going to go ahead and put the little flower trim that you guys have seen me use before. This thing is completely tangled because those little flowers get tangled easily. So I just want this in the very front of the very top part of the little pocket. And this is just so that you would be able to see a little detail that separates the pocket, because you always want to have a little trim on there. And so right here, we're just going to go ahead and add that little bad boy. And I'm not adding too much glue. I'm just going to go ahead and add glue on every other flower just to make sure that it's secure. So continue to glue him down. Now right here, you guys could use whatever it is you guys want. If you want to use some washi tape, or if you want to use some ribbon, or even another piece of DSP paper. I mean, you could decorate these little eggs however you want. You could even get some rickrack and make, different colored rickracks and get a white egg and kind of like glue those all in the front and just make a design, kind of like how we used to make these little eggs when we were young. So right here, we're going to use our 10-second bow maker, and we are going to be making a bow. Now, it is so hard to make a bow with this ribbon, I'm telling you guys right now, because that ribbon is super stiff. Anywho, I love it. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and do the fishtails. I usually use my little We Are Memory Keeper washi chomper, but this time I just use the scissors because y'all know how to make fishtails with just scissors. Sometimes you just want to do a quick little project. You don't want to pull out all these tools. So just add some hot glue and then put that little ribbon in the very front. We will be adding a little extra something in the middle of that ribbon, so don't worry, you guys. It's not going to stay that plain. I just felt that it was like all too completely white, but I did want, a white ribbon. So on the very, very edge, I was undecided if I was going to ink this, but since I had already weaved the ribbon in there, I decided that I couldn't ink it because then I would have a risk of getting the ribbon inked on. And so I just said, hey, what if we just use some little pearls all along the edge just to give it another, different kind of element. And I went with that. You know what? I think it was a good choice because I really liked how it turned out. So right here, I pulled out this little sheet that I get from Michaels. It's a Recollections. But however, this is a complete sheet and I didn't remember that. So I need something that's a little strand. I don't feel like pulling out the razor blade and cutting those little strands. So I know I had another packet of these. These are the ones we were using, so I'm just going to stick with that. And then we only needed one more strand in order to finish this anyway, so it was like the perfect size. So right here, we're going to go ahead and just add the last little strand of pearls. And of course, it's going to give me a hard time because right now, Jesse's hands are unable to cooperate with his brain. We are not teams right now. Definitely not teams. So we're going to go ahead and cut out this little, we're going to fussy cut this. It's not just cutting out, it's fussy cutting. We're going to do this little rabbit. This is the rabbit that I'm going to go ahead and put in the very front of this loaded pocket, but we're going to go ahead and add some eyelash yarn in the very back of this because I wanted to have like a little festive, some kind of pop. Now, usually you guys are used to seeing a lot of my eyelash yarn that is basically pretty metallic and it's pretty shimmery. But for the most part, the eyelash yarn that we're going to use for this one is just a regular eyelash yarn. It has no shimmer, no nothing. It's just a plain matte finish. We're going to call it a matte finish on the yarn. They're going to be like, Jesse, what are you talking about? He's just making up stuff as he goes. Anywho, so I'm going to use my double-sided tape to go ahead and attach this to the very back because you guys have seen me attach my eyelash yarn before because he loves to put that on everything. Everything gets eyelashes. So anyway, go ahead and get your eyelash yarn and just lay it out. Make sure that you're laying it out with the eyelash sticking outward so that you get that little furry, festive, It's kind of hard to work with it in this little double-sided tape because the eyelash does tend to get stuck on it. But for the most part, it's not really that hard. So you guys definitely have to get some of this yarn and you definitely have to add it to your projects. I think it's super, super cute. So now I'm just going to add some little foam squares. And I do mess up because I do forget at this point that I don't want to glue that little rabbit completely closing that side of the pocket. So later on, you're going to see me detach that and add some EK Success powder just to go ahead and take the stickiness off of that. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and pick the little center of our bow that we're going to put. And these little stickers, I purchased them at Walmart. They had them for 98 cents, which I thought was super cute. So I'm going to add some glue and I'm going to let that cool off a little bit before I add this little plastic because these plastics are super thin and I didn't want it to melt. So that was that little cute little sticker we added on the bow. This little book is the little book of games, and I also purchased this at Walmart. They were 98 cents for 6 of them, and I thought it was super cute. And then these are little mini doilies. I'm going to put some mini doilies in there because you can't have an Easter without doilies. I mean, it goes way far back as a custom, I guess, with all the desserts and everything. And then we're also going to add some little pencils because you guys know we always add pencils. And there weren't really Easter pencils, but they kind of went with the theme because they kind of coordinated. So I was like, hey. So that was that little game book, which I thought was super cute. And right here is where I realized that that little rabbit is kind of in the way. So we're going to go ahead and detach him, and we're going to go ahead and add that EK Success anti-static powder tool. And we're going to go ahead and just take off some of that little stickiness. And that tool comes in handy for this kind of projects. So just stick your little doilies in the front, your little pencils, and then we will be doing some die cuts just, to put some little extra goodies into this little loaded pocket. And so right here, this is some DSP paper that I cut out. And I got a little bow die from my stash of dies. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut out these little bad boys. I think I'm going to cut out about 4 little bows for the little packet that I'm going to be making for this recipient. And I'm going to do them all these same little stripe bows, which I thought were super cute. These could go for a boy, for a girl. I mean, I think they're cute. They're universal. They're very unisex. If you're going to add it to like a little gift or something, you never know. You never know. So right here, we're going to go ahead and die cut some little rabbits. Also from my stash of dies that I have. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out a few of these little guys. I'm also going to do some blue and some pink. And just throw in those little few dies just so that the recipient could also use them for any little project that they want to use them for. And so you can add any little die cuts that you guys want. You don't have to really go out and purchase so many damn things because, we get a little expensive sometimes. We be buying stuff for all these embellishments and stuff, and it's like, it really, really, really does add up, boo-boos, and you do not want it to be getting too expensive for you. So just make some cute little die cuts for the person, like, some little packets like this so that they'll always have something to make, like either for Easter or to use these little bows for some gifts or something. And right here, I'm just going to go ahead and poke out these little holes that usually never come out of the die. These are just those little stubborn pieces that just want to hang out and they don't want to leave. So we're evicting these little suckers out. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get some little plastic baggies and I'm going to package these little bad boys. And that's how simple it is. I'm going to keep it really, really simple. I'm not really going to go too elaborate because, you guys already know me anyway. I don't really usually go extremely elaborate. So these take forever to pop out these little holes. So any day now, Jesse. Sorry I'm making you guys watch this, but it is very educational. Anywho, so I'm going to go ahead and stack these little bad boys, and I'm going to get ready to bag these little bad boys with some baggies. And most of all of my little baggies that you see me use for packaging, I usually always purchase those at eBay. Literally always purchase them on eBay. It's cheaper and you get a lot of them. So right here, I just packaged that little bad boy. We're going to make some little bag toppers. Now on this part, you guys, when you're making the little bag toppers, it's kind of hard to give you guys measurements as far as how, what size to make as the toppers. And that's because every bag is going to be different. It's going to be a different size, a different width, a different height. And so, I'm not really going to get too detailed as far as the measurement that I used on this because I don't know if you guys even have my exact same bag. So, anywho, this is going to be that little sign that we're going to be putting in the very back of our pocket, in our loaded pocket, and we will be using a doily. We're also going to go ahead and round the corners of that little bad boy because we're not going to leave it with those sharp corners that way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start making the little toppers for our bags. We're also going to make another little baggie, a little treat bag, which is going to be sequins. And so you guys have seen me do my little row of sequins like this before. So whatever size bag you're using, just go ahead and use that. I mean, measure the little paper too, so you know what size of the paper for the back you guys need. And then just go ahead and fill your little baggies with whatever sequence you want to use. In this case, I'm using different shades of white, and they have kind of like an iridescent to them. So they have, I guess it's kind of like a white, but it's a white multicolor. And so I'm just going to use my double-sided tape to attach these little bad boys on here. You guys have probably seen me do this before, or you may have seen a lot of other crafters do this before. This is really easy. I really think that giving little samples of your sequence stash and giving them this way is really, really cute. So right here, I'm also going to cut a little topper for this little bad boy. And so now we're just going to go ahead and measure this guy because, you know, we want it to be the perfect size. And so like I said, when you're making a topper for your bag, it's just really how high you want it to be and the width of the bag that you're using. So I just go ahead and attach that and just add a little staple in the very middle, and that little bad boy is done. Then I'm going to go ahead and make the same little label for the other little bag. And I also want to use that little stripe, the stripe paper that we use for the bows. I also want to use that as a topper because I like using the same paper for every kind of different little element of any project that I use, if you guys notice. And so as soon as I go ahead and staple this little bad boy on here, we're going to go ahead and just kind of decorate the very front of this. Now we're going to go ahead and use these little stickers. And I was looking for a circle punch that I could probably circle punch a circle of glitter that was a little bit bigger than these stickers, so that it could be kind of like a little frame of glitter around these around these stickers. But to my surprise, I did not have anything, so we're basically going to just use these little stickers straight on these little bag toppers just like that, which kind of makes me a little bit sad because I really wanted to put another little element on this. But either way, with the DSP paper and this little plastic sticker in the very front, I thought it looked really, really cute. So right here, what we are going to do, my little crafty monsters, is fussy cut 2 of these little clip arts. And then we're going to go ahead and add these to the very front pocket of our little loaded pocket, our Easter egg loaded pocket. This is just to give the recipient, 2 little rabbits like the ones we used for the very front of this loaded pocket. How cute are these little rabbits? So if you're wondering where I purchased these little rabbits, we got these on Etsy. So again, when you're going on there and you're searching for your digital Easter paper, go ahead and keep looking onto related searches and you'll see that there's a bunch of little clip arts that you could use. There's some designers they have them on sale and some of them are regular price. So these are all the goodies that we did. We're just going to go ahead and stick this in the very back. And honestly, to tell you the truth, guys, we are going to be completely done. Like I said, we're going to round this little bad boy and then put him in front of our doily. And that's how easy it is to make this little bad boy. It was really easy and it was fun to make because it was very little materials. Welcome back, my little crafty monsters. That's how easy it was to make this little egg size pocket. It's a little egg-shaped pocket. How cute, egg size. Well, Jesse, where in the heck did you come up with that? I'm serious. Sometimes you be coming up with some stuff that I don't even know. I surprise myself. Seriously, I really do sometimes. I mean, I really do surprise myself. Anywho, that's how easy it was to make this little egg-shaped pocket. And and it's cute. It's little, it's tiny. You don't have to add so much little, goodies. Because, I mean, it's just so cute. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and also ring my bell, Bobos. Ring my bell. And share and tell a friend, because your friends also need to know how fabulous these tutorials are, because if they don't know about these tutorials, I love saying that. Anyway, about the tutorials, they're going to be missing out, boo-boos. That's just the way it is. They're going to be missing out. So anyway, that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. Till next time, goodbye.